Today's Cajun Court.
And you say you fell because you saw a photo of it. And I had to research it. Like I say, I'm old school. I don't watch scary movies, but tell me about that picture, that poster you claim.
I have a phobia of clowns, so when I think about clowns, like it bothers me. I get really scared.
So when did you open this store? There's a lot of junk.
It's been open for, a couple years now. We pride ourselves on being one of the premier Halloween stores in the area.
I thought it was a junk store.
I mean, walking into, she's talking about a phobia of clowns.
Right.
I mean, walking into a Halloween store afraid of clowns, like walking into a dairy farm being afraid of cows. I mean, you're bound to run into some. She's an adult. She knew what store she was walking into. I mean, if I was afraid of men in tight pants, wouldn't see me going to a football game, would you?
All rise. The Honorable Jacqueline A. Scott preside. Cajun Court is now in session.
Don't make me drop my hammer.
He's the drunk. He get paid.
Just a minute. If brains was dynamite, you couldn't even blow your nose. When the bull is up to your ears, keep your mouth shut.
I ain't going back to jail. Because this is a railroad job. She probably slashed my tires with her teeth.
This isn't art, this is velvet penis.
An eye for an eye makes the whole world blind. Take it from me, you can overcome anything. Please change your life. Get him, Rod. Oh, we'll get along just fine when you realize I am the boss.
The plaintiff is suing the defendant because of a slip and fall incident inside of a costume store. The plaintiff has a phobia of killer clowns. The defendant would like to be compensated for his damaged products as well. Find out next on today's Cajun Court TV.
Cajun Court is now in session. The Honorable Jacqueline A. Scott is presiding. All of the litigants have been sworn in. This is case number 210, Spooktacular.
Okay, plaintiff, we're going to start with you. I understand that you patronize this gentleman's store. You are requesting $2,500 for your mental anguish as well as some medical bills. Tell me what happened.
That's correct, Your Honor. I was in this man's store, and I tripped and fell. There was junk everywhere. It was such a mess. And I was shopping for my best friend's costume party whenever I stumbled up on a huge poster of it.
What kind of store was this?
It's a costume store for Halloween.
And of course there's going to be stuff everywhere. I mean, it's Halloween.
Sir, the plaintiff is speaking. And I'm sure your parents told you when someone is speaking, what do?
Remain quiet, Your Honor.
You will have your turn to speak. I am going to allow the plaintiff to finish.
Okay, so I have a phobia of killer clowns. So whenever I seen this poster, I tripped and fell.
Someone told me about the movie. It. Tell me something about that movie.
It's just about a killer clown that goes around and it kills people around Halloween.
Don't sound like I want to see it, but okay. What happened after you got in the store?
Well, I immediately saw that it was a mess, and like I said,
explain. You said that earlier, so explain this mess to me.
There was just stuff everywhere. There was masks all over the floor, which is what I tripped on.
There's a large store, small store.
It's a larger store. It's a pretty popular store in our area.
So you fell?
Yes, ma'am. Well, I have pictures here if you want to see them.
Okay, explain what you have handed me. I don't know if I like it, but explain to me what you've given me.
Okay, yes, I was on my phone. I was paying attention, and it's luckily that I was on the phone with my friend Jamie Lee, because all I could hear her say was take pictures, because she heard everything that was going on.
What did you fall on?
The store was such a mess. There was junk everywhere, and masks all over the floor.
What kind of injuries did you receive?
Well, I fell and broke my leg, my tibia. Like I said, I saw a poster of it, the clown,
Because it's Halloween, Your Honor. I mean, right before she walked in, a family came in and, minutes before had completely messed up the whole store.
They must put a bomb in that store.
I mean, parents don't watch their kids and it's understaffed. People were calling out of work. It was just me up there running the front.
Well, you should have called the police because this is a mess. Ma'am, which part of this mess you fell on? Well,
No.
you couldn't have fallen on all of it. Now, you're laughing, but this is serious business.
Yes,
You're here
ma'am, it
before
is.
this court. You have a case.
Yes.
I want you to get on with your case. I do not have time. Tell me your story, and let's get out of here. Next. Okay, tell me what's going on. Get your process together, your thought process together, and let's move on.
Okay, so I first came through the door, I was talking on the phone, and I was paying attention, obviously, because I got pictures of
Why you
everything.
keep saying that? You paying attention. Evidently, there may be a problem. I have some wisdom. I've been around a long time. I was born with wisdom. I got some doubts, some red flags coming up.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, you fell, and you broke your leg.
My tibia, yes, ma'am.
And you said you had some medical bills?
Yes, ma'am, and emotional support that I was trying to sue him.
Okay, where are your
for.
medical bills?
They should be in the folder. The first page.
Honey, I don't see any medical bills in here. When you come to court, you have to have all your evidence together. I don't see any medical bills. Pass this mess to her and see if she got some medical bills in there. I don't. Must have left them in your car. This just says invoice. I don't see a doggone thing about no medical bills. Ma'am, you know where you are?
In court.
You're in Justice Jacket courtroom, and you're gonna come in here with a blank? Okay. I'm gonna take a recess. Get this together. Okay, we're back in session. The plaintiff has got something for me, Rod. During the recess, I think she had the opportunity to collect some items for me.
got for me?
The medical bills, I had my friend run out to the car and grab them for you.
Oh, someone went to the car. Well, you know what? You better be glad this is Justice Jack's courtroom, because if you were in court, you'd have to submit all that stuff. So we have an invoice. You had about $8,000 in medical bills?
My insurance did cover most of it. It's about $1,500 that it didn't cover in medical bills.
And you say you fell because you saw a photo of it. And I had to research it. Like I say, I'm old school. I don't watch scary movies, but tell me about that picture, that
Yes, ma'am.
poster you claim.
I have a phobia of clowns, so when I think about clowns, like it bothers me. I get really scared.
Was he trying to kiss you or something?
No, ma'am, it startled me because when
It
I
was
look,
fake.
I realized that. I have a phobia of clowns, so
Did this happen since you were a kid, or just just seeing the movie? I understand you saw the movie.
a little bit of both.
All right, I had enough of you. Okay, Mr. Defendant, tell me what's
All
your
right.
side of the story.
Well, for one, as you can tell, she can't even get her case together. She was not paying attention at all in the store. She came in, as she had already admitted, talking on the phone very loudly with her friend, not looking where she was going. And I mean, walking into a
She
Halloween
was talking
store.
loudly. What was she saying?
Oh, just talking about, I guess an upcoming Halloween party. I try not to bother customers too much. I usually greet them and let them kind of shop on their own. I don't be a used car salesman and start kind of harassing
So
them.
when did you open this store? There's a lot of junk.
It's been open for, a couple years now. We pride ourselves on being one of the premier Halloween stores in the area.
I thought it was a junk store.
Walking into,
Based
she's
on a
talking about a
picture.
phobia of clowns.
Right.
I mean, walking into a Halloween store afraid of clowns, like walking into a dairy farm being afraid of cows. I mean, you're bound to run into some.
So, just like that. So you don't protect your customers?
I mean, we've had plenty of customers come through the store daily. Some of them do get scared of it, but we've had nothing but laughter. No one's ever slipped and fell on anything.
So tell me what you sell in your store. And I assume you are the owner.
Yes, that is correct.
Okay. And you've been in business for a while.
That is correct. So
And-
we sell all kinds of costumes, Halloween party favors, posters, the fake blood, the whole 9 yards.
Fake what?
Fake blood.
Okay, what do people do with fake blood?
They scatter it around the porch, kind of make it spooky for the kids. They'll put it on themselves, sometimes for
Yuck.
props. We get some customers that come in and do some pretty amazing things with our decorations that we sell.
So has anybody fallen in the store before?
Never once before.
You mean to tell me no one has ever fallen in your store?
People look where they're going, yes. Like I said, it was a mess, but we had, like I said, a large family come through. We were understaffed that day, but still not one other customer fell in that entire.
Understaffed. How many people do you have working for you?
Normally we've got about 5 or so employees, couple in the back stocking, 2 at the front, but it was just me that day.
Were there any other customers in the store at that time when she went in?
No, not at the time. It was kind of a dead period. Like I said, we had our big rush, hence, the kind of the mess everywhere, and I hadn't had a chance to really clean it up. I mean, I was sitting at the front reading a book, letting the customer shop at the time.
Wait a minute. You mean tell me you were reading a book with all this stuff going on in the store?
So I don't like to bother the customers. Once they leave, once we get a little bit of dead period, it's just me. I need to watch the front, need to watch the register, make sure no one tries to walk out.
Yeah, you must have been really into it. I mean, this is a mess, sir, a mess. So, did you see her fall? First of all, did you see her?
I heard her scream. I heard the scream. I heard the fall. I heard her say, what's this poster doing here? And then I rushed back there, and I noticed that something was up, so I went ahead and called 911 immediately.
Let's get to that poster. Where was the poster?
It's in one of the changing rooms.
In the changing room?
That is correct.
And what's the rationale for that?
Oh, just to give our customers a spook. We like to advertise that, we've, one of the spookiest stores in the area.
Okay.
And yes, we've had customers scared before, but again, they've laughed. No one's ever just fallen and broken their leg before.
Okay, let's take a break for station identification. We'll be back, and I want to hear more about this clown.
Yes, Your Honor.
So tell me about this clown in your dressing room, and what's the rationale for that?
Like I said, we are a Halloween store, and it's the It Clown. It's a movie, one of the premier classics of horror films, and I decided to hang it up in the dressing room to scare customers. Like I said, give them a little bit of a fright. Most of the time, we get laughter out of it. I mean, a few children have come in and cried before, but we've never had a 30-year-old woman still afraid of clowns walking into a Halloween store. Like, we advertise it. I mean, there's less scary stores you can go to. There's the supermarket.
You have clowns in all your dressing rooms, but how many dressing rooms do you have?
We've got 4 dressing rooms. We just put one in the middle. Just like I said, luck of the draw there. Go to the wrong dressing room. Boom, there's a clown.
And so she fell.
And she fell. And we even sent her flowers, Your Honor. After she fell, we sent them to the hospital.
Well, flowers aren't going to pay for my medical bills.
Well, no, last I checked, flowers do not work, and they don't have a MD, so they can't.
Well, let's go back.
heal
Let's
your
go
leg.
back to the fall. Let's go back to the fall. So you helped her get up, and what happened after that?
Like I said, we called 911, waited for the paramedics to get there. Obviously, kept checking to make sure she was okay. Kept asking if she was all right.
Did she lose consciousness?
No, she didn't lose consciousness at all. But she was still sitting there, very frazzled about the whole clown ordeal.
Okay.
She wasn't
worried about. She wasn't in pain.
I mean, at first, I think she was in shock, and then as the paramedics got there, she was definitely still screaming. Like I said, I heard her scream and fall, but she was still so worked up about that clown, Your Honor. That was the main thing that had her worked up. That clown, like she didn't know she was walking into a Halloween store full of clowns.
So you're saying that she should have expected that?
Oh yeah, 100%, Your Honor. I mean, we have posters. I mean, we have advertisements. I mean, that it's a Halloween.
And I'm looking at this clown. She did submit evidence, and the clown has a knife. I mean, is this a live? How big is the?
I mean, it covers up about half the dressing room wall. I mean, it's a pretty fairly large-sized poster. But again, most people coming in are either familiar with the horror genre, or again, they expect to find spooky things around.
So, were you on medication that day or anything?
No, ma'am. Like, clowns really bother me. So for him not to take that into consideration, it bothers me.
And so my thing is, it's just not adding up. Well, you might need to get you some medical attention. Okay. Well, back to you, Mr. Defendant. Said you helped her up, called the paramedics. What happened after that?
Once, like I said, I sat with her, just kind of, like I said, kept asking if she was okay. I said she kept, like I said, just really just upset over that clown. Like I said, I mean, she was obviously in pain over her leg, but the clown just really superseded everything there. Even the paramedics were a little surprised at that. And it's not my job to, cater to everyone in that store. Yes, we try to take care of customers, but as an adult, you should also know what kind of store you're walking into here.
And you say she was on the phone.
That is correct.
So you've been in business for a while. Do you have insurance?
Yes, Your Honor.
You mean they insured you? Do they do inspections?
They hadn't come in about a month or two. Like I said, normally the store is much cleaner than that. Like I said, this was kind of a one-off thing.
Are you going to remove that killer clown?
I mean, all my customers love it. Like I said, we're the one and only time that we've ever had any incident like this. And then, I mean, what about my stuff? She slipped and fell and damaged some of my masks.
I was about to ask you that. Well, you have a counterclaim. Tell me about your counterclaim.
That is correct, Your Honor. When she slipped and fell, she knocked over a ton of items, one of the clothing racks. She damaged one of the masks that's over a $100 mask. I've got an actual picture here.
I mean, you have a $100 mask?
And now, I mean, it's torn.
To spook somebody? Is this for, somebody to be spooked?
Oh yeah, it's for, it's for people to wear. It's one of the costume masks. It's over $100. It's one of our top quality, top of the line ones. And now, I mean, I have to put it down as discounted or damaged. I might not even be able to sell it at all. I mean, that's loss of profit on our end.
And I think your pleading said something about antique.
Oh, that is correct as well in there. We've got a few little antique items that we sell around there from different parts of the world, supposedly haunted. Comes with curses.
Looking at these photos, I can't tell.
I mean, all in all, we're looking probably roughly around $750+.
Tell me the layout structure of the store.
So in the very back is where we have our changing rooms. Up at the front, we've got the front desk where I was sitting. We've got my chair. We've got where I was sitting usually.
Sit and read.
Greeting customers. Like I said, I don't like to hassle. I'm not a used car salesman. I don't want to be breathing down their necks the entire time. And then just in between, we've got on our left side, we've got all of our party favors. We've got our dyes, our fake bloods. Over to the right hand side, we've got our menswear.
Tell me about the flowers.
I mean, it's common courtesy. She hurt herself. She looked like she was in a lot of pain. So I wanted to send her some flowers just to show that we did care about what happened in there, even though.
So that was your way of accepting responsibility and apologizing, right?
For her own actions. She's an adult. She knew what store she was walking into. I mean, if I was afraid of men in tight pants, wouldn't see me going to a football game, would you?
Okay, and ma'am, you said you took these pictures.
I did.
I've heard enough. I'll be back with my ruling. Although I agree with the plaintiff that she should have been paying attention when she first walked into that store, should have put that phone down and paid attention. I don't know what's going on within your head about clowns. And I'm sorry that you had that experience, and it seems like you've had that experience and been having problems with that for a very long time. However, you have presented evidence that that store is mighty junky. So I am going to rule in your favor as it relates to your mental anguish of $2,500. Also, with that, you mentioned that you have insurance and that you were out of pocket $1,500. Mr. Defendant, you mentioned that you do have insurance on your business and you want your customers to have a darn good experience so that they can come back. The plaintiff didn't have a good experience. Now, as to your counterclaim, I don't know about the mask. Your cost is your cost, but it seems like a $100 mask. I have no idea. I don't do Halloween. I just know she fell, okay? And it's too much stuff. As I said, I'm going to rule in the plaintiff's favor. And for you, I don't think you have any evidence as to your antiques. So I'm not going to award you anything for your antiques nor anything for the mask. Judgment for the plaintiff.